Now that you've downloaded and installed the program, I am logged in as the admin. So this is so we can go ahead and configure the office. So once you log in, this is your dashboard. This is what you will see under your admin login. Most of these options, you'll still have these same options with your regular user login. Okay. So the first thing you want to do is enter option 10 here at the bottom, just to make sure that everything is completely updated and you have all your forms are included in the system. Okay. So from the menu, these are your options to start a new return, e-file, print a return, access the business forms, which are your 1065s. This will also include your S Corps, your C Corps forms, and things like that. You can review client status, view returns, access your configurations menus, utilities, and reports. Okay, and you do also have some of those options here. So if you click on electronic filing, this is going to allow you to electronically file your returns. Okay, so you will click 1 to transmit electronic returns. Okay, so if you want to access reports or look at acknowledgments, you can select one of those options as well. Under view, so it gives you the option to view the client status or review a particular return. Tools, you have your reports if you want to set up appointments and things of that sort. Client retention. Configurations. So under your configurations menu, this is how you configure your office, give access, and things of that sort. So under 1, this is where you would set up your preparers if you want to set your preparers or you have additional preparers that will be working and you want to create their logins for them. If you want to go under fees to set up any type of custom fees, discounts, or a billing setup, electronic filing and bank setup. So once you apply for your bank and get approved, you will want to go here so you can set up your banking. So you can link the bank to your system. Printer, so you can print your copies of the return. System networks and configurations, path menus, configuration utilities, advanced configurations, configure premium options, and custom questions. Okay, so if you want to utilize any of these, you can go ahead and select that, but the main thing you will more than likely utilize is the preparer setup under your configurations menu. You'll probably use that more to set up your preparers, or a printer if you want to set up print sets and copies and things of that sort. You can do that as well. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and click on the option 3 so you can see what that will look like once you get everything set up. So once you get your banking approved, you'll be able to set up your bank. Okay, so I'm going to click on 2. And you will go to bank use for bank product. And you will see your selection of banks here, whichever bank that you were approved for. Okay, so that's why we don't see in the banks here, because there has not been a bank product applied for. But once you do that, you'll be able to select your bank and click OK so you can link your bank to the system. And it's going to take you back through each menu, so you'll just have to keep entering 0 to exit to get back to the main menu that you're trying to get to. So we're going to go ahead and go under printer copies setup. Okay, so as you see, you have several options here. If you want to do labels, if you want to edit the client letter or your cover page, you can do that information. If you want to edit your invoicing for those taxpayers that will be paying you up front, you can create invoices for them. So these are your options under your print setup. And also under number 5 for system network configurations menu, I would not select that or go into there because that has to do with the IP address. So you don't want to mess up anything in reference to you being able to log in from a certain IP address. Okay, so we're going to go under custom questions next. So basically, this is a way for you to monitor if you have additional preparers, if you want to create certain question templates to ensure that they are doing their due diligence. You can create questions and you can create answers with those questions, answer options. Okay, so I'm just typing a question in here. Okay, so now you have the option to add an answer. Okay, and if you want to give them multiple answers, you would click on add new answer. And then you see the option here, it says require answer for e-file. So if you do not want them to transmit the return without answering these questions to ensure that they've done their due diligence, or that it doesn't have to be specifically to the preparer doing their due diligence, but most e-file holders and office managers will do it that way. But if you want to ask other questions pertaining to the taxpayer, you may do that as well. So you will click require answer for e-file. And where it says answer text, that is where you will click and add your answer. So once you click that, I click on add new answer and it's going to move that answer up there. So now I'm going to type in no and click add new answer. So now I've created my question that I want the tax preparer to answer before e-filing the return. Okay, so when you click exit, you'll be able to see any questions that you've created right here under your questions menu. So now we're just going to go ahead and exit. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and click 0 to exit to go back to the main menu. So in the update section, what you can do is kind of randomly just go in to check to see if there are any updates or anything that needs to be done. So you can do 1 to download and install updates because you want to make sure your system is always up to date. So I would suggest probably randomly just going in, maybe doing an update once a week, once every 2 weeks or something like that, just to make sure your system is up to date. Okay, so you also have a help option where it will take you to a screen so you can get support help or type in a question to see if you can find the answer to that question. Where's my refund? This is a link that will take you to where's my refund so you can check on the refund status of that taxpayer. Okay, so you also have an option to set appointments. You can click on the appointments option. So it gives you different views. You can look at the timeline view, which is what we're looking at now. You can look at it monthly, weekly, or daily. And to add that appointment, the only thing you will need to do is double click in that time and you will add the client's name in there, the time of the appointment, any comments you may want to add in that section, and you will click save and exit. Okay, so that is how you'll be able to set appointments for your taxpayers in your system. The next option for client status, this is basically a way for you to see information about your taxpayer once it's submitted. You can see acknowledgement information, whether the return was accepted or rejected. It's going to let you know the time the return was transmitted and things of that sort. So let's go ahead and click here. So you would just only enter in the client's social to search that information, and this will give you the summary of the information. You would just enter in there. So it will give you a quick view here, a summary here, acknowledgments, state acknowledgments, and any other information. So this is a way for you to get a quick glance and look at the return to check the acknowledgments on it to see what's going on, when it was transmitted, the day, the time, and things like that. The quick calculator, that is an option for you to be able to give an estimate. Extensions, if you have any extensions, they will populate here. Client retention, this is basically a way for you to retain clients by sending them a thank you, some thank you information if you want to do a specific type of client, if you're doing prior year clients. So this is a way for you to retain clientele, just being actively engaged with your clients and just letting them know you appreciate them for choosing you for their services. And rejections. So basically, if you have any returns that were rejected in your system, this is the way you can see that information. Or if you want to review specific returns, you can review returns, but you cannot do that under the admin account. You have to log in with the actual preparer login. So again, the admin account is only used to be able to configure the office. You can review certain information and things of that sort. set appointments, but to review a particular return and go inside the return, you will have to be logged in under the actual preparer information.